Hey, what's up, nobody? I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. I'm gonna get right into it. This one is gonna be Cenk and Franny. Franny Fiorentino. She likes family. She goes fast. She lives her life a quarter mile at a
I
time, I
live my
think. I
life
don't
a
know.
quarter
I think
mile at a
what's her last
time.
name? I don't know. Francesca. She was going to a little bit of her soul died inside when she watched Cenk talking to Charlie Kirk because she doesn't understand anything because she has the brain of a toddler. Now, I don't know about you guys, but after that Christmas little holiday and before the New Year's, I'm ready to I'm ready to have a laugh. Are you ready to have a laugh at Franny? I am.
And I also solved the mystery of my neighbor's missing penis. Turns out it was inside my wife. Oh, feels good to laugh.
Charlie Kirk is not somebody. This isn't the horseshoe theory, right? I mean, maybe in some people's mind it is, but this isn't like, oh, we see the world very differently, but we kind of converge on this one issue. Um, I know that Cenk Uygur stands for ethical, principled, humanistic values. Charlie Kirk opposes all of that. So
Huh? See, that's when dude, I can't even make it not 2 seconds into the video before I gotta pause it. Mark Lamont Hill immediately. What did he just say? He said, "I know Cenk Uygur. He believes in" what did he say? I don't remember exactly. Was that principled, humanistic values? And Charlie Kirk opposes all of that. What does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? Hey, bro, when my high pitched line voice gets up, when my octaves start getting up there to break it champagne glass, and I'm only 2 seconds into the video. All right, so Black conservative perspective. Links will be down in the description. All sourcing, all links will be down there. Hey, this is America First. You found me. Do the things, press the buttons. Let's get back into it. But I couldn't even make it 30 seconds into the video. What the hell?
you stand on stage with him, you lend legitimacy to him. Now I hear you saying, "Oh well, they won the election. They kicked our ass. They already are have legitimacy." Yeah, they have electoral power. That's not the same as legitimacy. You're giving moral legitimacy to them. You're encouraging people to say, "Hey, our political differences are just that." And it allows people to frame our political differences as uh, minor differences of opinion, as opposed to high stakes moral, ethical issues that reflect our fundamental humanity.
So I started the largest progressive network. I've given dozens of progressives opportunities they didn't have before. I started Just Democrats, et cetera, et cetera. The minute I disagree, like 5% on trans issues or crime, everybody's like right wing, fascist, right wing,
That's
right
not
wing. Almost every show is saying that. Almost every show. So you telling me that you don't push people out? You're pushing out the movement overall. At least the online left movement seems to be trying to push out the one network that has helped progressives more than any other network, and it's not in dispute. But my God, we have 5% disagreement. So tear it down, tear it.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So we got to talk about the real division in our politics, which is the current civil war that's happening on the left. One of the reasons why the mainstream liberal media is so caught up in this Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy, MAGA drama over legal immigration is because they're sick and tired of talking about the real division in this country, which again is in the Democrat Party. It's on the left side of the aisle. Okay.
So here's the thing. So Anna Kasparian has been on it's kind of been like an organic journey for her. It's been very I don't know how to describe it. It's been very organic. She's just been naturally going and kind of growing up in front of our eyes as that young, super mid frumpy intern when she first joined Jank to now being Ariana Grande witch finger eating disorder level type of like California girl. And it's like she is as older as she's gotten, the more refined her views have become and the more the more conservative she's leaning. And I think it's just been a natural progression. With Cenk, there it was kinda there is like a grifter stench to him just because he really only started this whenever Trump won. Once Trump won, he kind of flipped the switch off of Hitler, Nazi, all that stuff, and kind of is like, okay, let me stop now. We lost. Let me come to the table now. And if he's willing to say that, fantastic. I don't see Cenk doing anything like this as like him trying. He's already successful, guys. You can tear down TYT all you want. I don't like TYT. I don't watch it. I think they're a joke. I think Cenk is the biggest joke political personality from the left online for sure. He's just, making all the stupid faces. So I turn him into bunny rabbits and puppy dogs licking ice cream cones. All the stuff that Cenk is. He's a cartoon. He's a joke. But he has been making a lot of sense lately. My wife listening in the background has said multiple times, like, "Wow, Cenk, he's saying stuff that makes sense." Well, that's crazy. It's been a little bit more of a natural long-term evolution from Anna, where Cenk since Cenk was willing to fight, say whatever he has to say up until the election, trying to win the election and sway voters. Now that they lost, he's just like, okay, all right, they're not that bad. Let's talk about what we can talk about, which is I can respect it. I can live with it. He's not saying he's going to the right, anything like that at all. So everyone has to calm down with that and not be so hyperbolic with it. It's just he's totally right though, and Franny is going to prove him right while trying to prove her own point. And she just, these are two progressives that are. It's two ships passing in the night, and I'm here for it. Are you ready to see two ships pass each other, both just squabbling, basically saying the opposite, but like trying to pretend they're on the same side? It's the weirdest thing. Watch these two. Now, I don't know if Cenk signs Franny's paychecks. I don't know how all that stuff goes. I don't know if he subsidizes her or what, if he helps her at all, or if she just gets paid from Al Jazeera still, or what the case is. I don't know what the deal is with her, but you can tell she is towing the line of not wanting to piss Cenk off. But in the end, the mash you drop, and this is embarrassing for Franny. It really is. But she's kind of used to embarrassing herself, so I don't think she minds. But to be 100% totally clear about this, it is a black conservative perspective. I forget what his first name is. What's his name? Damn, I forget his name. I think it starts with Is it Jerry or something like that? What's his name? I forget. I'll look it up. Anyway, Brian, Mark, I don't know. It's a generic name for sure. I can't remember what it is. Damn. Anyway, but he's totally right. This is full on projection from the left, as always. It's just status quo from them. That they are fighting. Their infighting is just through the roof. They're all ready to slash each other's throats, and just they're all attacking. All the factions inside the left are fighting with each other, so they have to pretend that that's also happening with the right. It's really not. But I'm here to listen to their delusions. Let's hear them out.
Here is him asking you about left media. And I gotta say, Cenk, this one sucked real hard for me.
The left has some work to do in developing over-the-top media to be able to bypass the main networks.
Yeah, so we have TYT as a giant network, but we have a lot of great progressive and populist shows that are not part of TYT, that's in the left-wing ecosystem. I don't think that that's the issue. I don't think that there isn't enough shows. I think that there's a couple others. One, on the right, you guys do a great job of coalescing. Okay, so you do a couple of things well. You work together well, and you're more welcoming, if I'm being honest. If you agree with MAGA 5%, the answer you get is welcome, right? Come join us, right? On the left, if you disagree 5%, they go, get out of here, you're a right-winger, you're a fascist.
I watched this whole I watched the whole clip, and it started off and I was like, this is pretty good. This moment, like, truly a part of me died.
I almost
when I
killed
watched it.
myself,
Wow, I
Julie.
can't believe that.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
go ahead.
Super. Just like shriveled up and died, floated away into the ocean. He asks you about left-wing media and why there isn't more left-wing media, which already, as you are there, in the sort of kingdom of turning points, that's such a dig. Like, why are you guys so weak is effectively what he's saying. And instead of pointing out the way that TPUSA has been bankrolled by Republican mega donors out of Chicago and many other places for years now, and talking about how the Daily Wire was funded by the Fracking brothers, the Wilkes brothers. Now they're fishing for new, investors, whatnot, but that there is so much money on the right. He handed this answer to you on a fucking platter, and all you said was, you know what? You guys are really good at being welcoming. People just like you. Cenk, they've got all the
I didn't
money.
say people just
What are
like
you
me. That's very
talking about?
different.
That's effectively what you're good at coalescing. And here's my question to you about so that's just number one on the media, because that just stings because I'm in media. But on the 5%, if you disagree with MAGA 5%, they still welcome you. How did that work out for Liz Cheney?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying with these leftists. They can never be honest. They always have to be hyperbolic. They always have to exaggerate. They always have to assume. They always have to interpret things a certain way. And then she chooses Liz Cheney. How'd that work out for Liz Cheney? In that smart, in that shitty little face she makes. How'd it work out for Liz Cheney? Well, I don't know. Did she try to run? Did she just have a minor disagreement with Trump and then we kicked her out of the party? Or did she try to run against Trump and try to win a nomination versus Trump, get absolutely embarrassed, and then say, well, let's just all leave the party then if Trump's in charge. And actually, let's overthrow the party's will and let's get rid of Trump and take him off the ticket now that he won and is the nominee. So after the voters voted against Liz Cheney and chose Trump as our candidate, she tried to overthrow the will of us and install whoever she wanted to because she wanted to take her ball and go home. That's why she was effectively kicked from the how did it work out for her? It didn't work out very good because she tried to go against Trump. We voted like how we do, and then she wanted to take her ball and go home. So yeah, she got left behind. Absolutely. And the same shit would happen to you if you went against Nancy. How's it work out for AOC getting on the intelligence committee? How's it work out for see what I mean? It's just establishment. It's both ways. Grow up. It's just delusional. It's the same thing now. She wants to bring up how the right is so rich and has all the money, and the left doesn't have any money. It's not like the left owns Hollywood, New York, California, every major city and every state in in every major state with high population. Yeah, they're just so weak. They're grassroots. They are the underdog. They are the little man punching at the big man, the Republican, that huge, the rich elite class Republicans. It's just not the same anymore. So these same talking points aren't going to work anymore. Ultimately, these two are on the same team, but Francesca is going to prove Cenk's point about how the left does not do a good job at coalescing. They just don't do a good job at being able to have a different voices. See, it's so strange. It goes against everything that the left thinks. They think, well, they all have that same white male 50-year-old voice. They all think and have the same opinions when it's really what the left basically, this is kind of the easiest way for me to explain it. It's so weird. But what the left claims that they are, that they wish they had, what they claim is kind of what the right has turned into. The right has turned into that utopia of different voices, Hispanic voices and young black entrepreneur voices, these logical voices that are showing up with so many different colors and backgrounds and class levels, and we all kind of agree for everyone to shut the hell up and let's just all make money. We're kind of all coming together on that right side, on the America First side. And it's pretty much what the left has always said that they are, but we all know that they're full of shit and they can't stand each other at all. The left can't stand each other. The progressives can't stand each other. They have 70 billion different shades of progressive and they all hate each other's guts. And that's what Cenk is pointing out, and that's kind of what Cenk's point was whenever he was talking to Charlie Kirk. It just that is not attractive to people that are looking for new media outlets, and this big rush for the news coming from basket makers that are putting, stocking the shelves at Costco. People like us that just started a channel this election cycle, where I'm looking at the other people that started their channel the previous election cycle, and they're sitting at 500,000 subscribers, 1,000,000 subscribers. They're doing fantastic. And now I'm late to the party, but hey, it's a party. I'm here. It is what it is. Anyway, let's get back into it. Francesca is delusional. I just don't. There's no other real way to slice it. I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know what she watched, and Cenk is equally confused, but they have this strange dynamic where It's like he has to baby her and pretend like she's not an absolute slur moron. I should have just said it. Anyway, and she has to pretend like she does not hate Cenk's guts and talk shit about him as soon as they turn this camera off, and she, like it's like they're both it's not like she's that much younger, she's 41, and I believe he's around 50, so it isn't like she's like this little Gen Z, little 20-year-old lollipop girl that just doesn't understand the old man. She's not that much younger than Cenk. She's just a moron, or she plays a moron on TV. I don't know. Either way, let's see.
Yeah, so again, the delusional leftists are upset, right? They're really upset with Cenk. But what Cenk is realizing is that MAGA is not a monolith, okay? MAGA is not a cult, okay? We do not worship Trump. We do not go along with everything that Trump says.
When it comes to the 5%, 95%, yeah, I hear you. So it's that when you disagree with Trump, especially in the past, especially in the first term, et cetera, you're a goner, right? But they are pushing back even on Trump now. So, and again, on things that we don't agree with, but on COVID, for example, they thought that Trump did too much COVID protections, et cetera. And there was, and this is really encouraging. When I talk about Team Miriam, Marco Rubio, Elise Stefanik, Mike Huckabee, and Mike Walls. So those are the four that put in by the neocons put in by Miriam Adelson. In the old days, what I would have gotten Franny is, no way, they're the greatest. They're not neocons. You're a liar. Trump picked them. Trump's the best. Now what I'm getting from the right-wing host, which is amazing, and let alone the base, they're all saying, yeah, I hear you. We got concerns about them. We got concerns, okay? So that's the thing I never heard before.
I'm a pragmatist, okay? That's the type of person I am. I want to actually figure out how to build coalitions and get things done, right? Because the more you fight each other, the less things actually get done, and that's what the elites want. They want us fighting and not getting things done, right? Not figuring out what we all agree on and trying to accomplish stuff. So with that being said, again, the left, they don't understand this, right? They don't understand a pragmatic approach to politics. And their intolerance is something that I think is holding them back, okay? And I think Cenk realizes that, and that is why we're going to continue to react to this woman being upset with Cenk for having an open mind.
Destructive, extreme left that I honestly, that portion, that kind of destructive attitude is poison. It's not just poison to us, it's poison to our chances of winning.
Boom.
Because we keep pushing people out, keep pushing people out, and then all of a sudden we lost all the swing states and we lost the popular vote. I'm trying to get our side to wake up, snap out of our hypnosis of we hate, and we hate the right wing, and they're all white supremacists, and they're all racist, and they're all sexist, and we hate, and we never go in the room with them, we hate. What the hell happened to us? And no one's allowed to disagree. We're now authoritarian. No.
Wait, Cenk, can I just clarify?
I will never allow the left to be authoritarian, and this idea of just hating the other side is poison.
You know what's so funny about you calling the left authoritarian?
Is that you think the left has power.
Wow. Could you imagine being that delusional? Cenk, you think that she waited that whole time? Did you see her face? She was gritting her teeth whenever Cenk was like, "We gotta stop with hate, we hate everyone, and they're Nazis." And she was cringing, like, "Oh, Cenk, stop! You're embarrassing yourself, Cenk. That's the right." I can't believe he's saying that about our side. He's so confused. That's them. That's what they're like. Oh my God, he's like so confused. I don't know how to tell him that like he has it like wrong. It's like 180 degrees wrong. Can you believe how wrong he is? And it's just, and then she waited that whole time to like, and you think how can the left be authoritarian? They don't have any power. You guys, you know how the left doesn't have any power? Don't you know how Hollywood doesn't have any power? Don't you know how the academia class doesn't have any power? You guys know how they don't have any how all the people that own all the media and all the opinion political magazine, the Atlantic, all those companies that are just absolute partisan hacks that are just run and owned by left-wing, independently wealthy I mean, I almost called them oligarchs, but it's just like I don't know how else you really describe them. It's just like, what is she talking about? And she waited that whole time smiling. She got that little stone face. She looks like a little 16-year-old little Mexican girl that smoked a joint but under the bleachers at school and came back in and was like, "Stop it, yo." I'm like, "Hi." She is something else. Um I can't dude, I'm like, I don't know. I react to these kinda live, and I just start yapping my mouth, and I'm kinda speechless a little bit. Anyway, let's get back into it. I can't believe she doesn't think the left has any power. You know how the left doesn't have any power? And so she says that thinking that she just delivered a haymaker to Cenk. She just delivered a haymaker to Cenk, and all the people that love Francesca and that are coming for Cenk and Anna right now, they celebrated that. Yes, queen, you got him. You told him. The left doesn't even have any power. The political party that has held the presidency 16 of the last 20 years or something. Isn't it something ridiculous like that? It's like 20 of the last 28 years, the Democrats have been in charge. Um, I don't know that. No, I think it's 20. Is it 24 of 32 years? I believe it's 24, or is it 20 of 32 years? Whatever it is, it's a large chunk. The Democrats have quite a bit of power, but according to Francesca, that's not a thing. So we get right back into it. This is a direct where I'm gonna edit it straight back into Cenk's response to her delivering that haymaker to his gigantic buffalo head that the left doesn't even like have any power, Cenk. How could they even be authoritarian, yo? And this is his response.
Is that you think the left has power. Like, I love
No,
that you
no,
think
total nonsense,
we are
Franny.
we are on the precipice of real authoritarianism and real fascism, and you believe that the online left are the authoritarians. I mean, I don't know how to tell you. You sound like Bill
such an
Maher and
excuse,
Nancy
Franny.
Pelosi had a kid,
Yo.
and it came out Cenk Uygur. And let me just ask you though.
You know what's crazy to me about these leftists? These leftists are so delusional. They're so out of touch with reality that it's honestly painful to watch these people pretend as if they have no power, that they're victims. And it's like, dude, every major institution in this country is left wing.
Let me just ask you. So what shows on the left do you like that aren't on the TYT network?
Yeah, so I said, look, there's a lot of good popular shows on the left that I like, and it's because there are. So Breaking Point's a good show. Kyle Kalinski's Secular Talk is a good show. He was against me going on MAGA. I haven't seen his video, but Kyle's been against us a couple of times. But I largely didn't hold a grudge on that.
But wait, let me just stop you. First of all, you had a great conversation with Crystal Ball. I think she made some really good points to you I think it was on Breaking Points. Kyle has, I think, been very disturbed, especially by your appearance with Charlie Kirk. But what you just said there, they've been against us. I really want to just dig into this idea that, because you're a fighter, man. That's cool. That's great. But like, you really do have a very I almost want to call it Bush-like, Cheney-like, you're with us or against us attitude.
100% wrong.
Like, you just literally, I love that you're proving my point, but
No,
when
I'm not.
I
You're
say
proving
this,
my point.
you
Okay,
truly
so let me explain.
you sound like people are either against you, but if
No.
they criticize you, they are not. And yet, here you are, Cenk, telling the entire right wing that all you want to do is break bread with them, that you want to debate with them, but afterward you want to go have a beer.
Yes, I do.
You want to have
All
a
you
beer
want
with
to do is
people
hate
who
them.
want
How does that work out for us, Franny?
who
How
want
does
to
the
put
hate
people
work out
in
for us?
mass deportation camps. They want to deport.
You
They're
think
starting
we're
with
going to get put in camps? You sound all right. Anyway,
You think I sound crazy? They're starting with Chinese people. That's my fucking family, dog.
That's her family, dog. It's her family, dog. Yo, Skylar White. Yo, Walter White. Yo. Can you believe? Can you believe you? I can't believe. I thought she was a little Mexican girl. I thought she was Dora the Explorer. She's adorable. I'll tell you that. I'm sorry I did that. I'm so sorry. Take that back. Pretend I didn't just say that. Um, Francesca, I think Francesca, if her mouth was closed at all times, I think she's fairly nice to look at. Also, what is she's Chinese. She's Chinese. That's her family, dog. I don't care what she is. I think she's gorgeous. Either way, whatever that little beauty filter she got going on, it's a thing. It's a bop. She has them little stoner eyes. I don't know. Overall, what Francesca says is is crazy. I don't know what she's even talking about. I don't even know why I stopped. Oh, is my family dog. I'm like, why did I even stop the video to talk? What am I doing? That's my family dog. So turns out she not Hispanic? I thought she would be like Hispanic. I thought she was gonna be like half Hispanic, half something else. Is she half Chinese, half Hispanic? What's she talking about? They're gonna wait. Now I'm sure. Look, anyone you like to say detention camps, concentration camps. You like to say those things because it like sounds scary. It's just something. It's just propaganda. You like to say who if we all voted for mass deportations, who out there voted for mass deportations or is okay with it for the most part and doesn't think that will result in some sort of camp or some sort of whatever word you want to use to describe it, there will be holding centers for people so we can verify that you're legitimately illegal and you need to leave the country. We don't just go, "You're brown, get out." That's just like that's how the left has framed it, and they go, "Mass deportations, they're gonna send, you know your cousin in the that lives in the Bronx that was born in America and went to, speaks English, like, completely, has an ID, drives a car, like, it's completely an American. They're gonna grab him from Brooklyn and send him and just put him in Guatemala. We're just gonna drop him off in Guatemala because he looks Guatemalan, you know what I mean? This is like like, hold up that grab remember the Peter Griffin, was it when he holds up the card and the with the color that you are? I can't remember. What is that? Was it Family Guy? It's South Park did it, a bunch of video games did it to be funny. It's in general, that's funny, that makes me laugh. Racism is funny. Ha ha ha. Anyway, she's China. That's her family, dog. Concentration camps. We're back to that. Regardless, if you didn't think mass deportations, first you would go to a detention type center to verify who you are and whether you need to leave the country or not. Of course that was going to happen. You're going to call it scary. Ooh, they're camps, they're concentration camps. They're you know, internment camps. It's like from World War II. It's like, it's going to be so bad. First thing they're going to do is round up all the Chinese. You know that how Trump said that? You know how he said day one he'll round up all the Chinese? What is she talking about? Okay. But of course, we're going right back to it. But they've been holding up appearances pretty well for the most part. Well, they're about to drop the gloves because they need to have an oppression Olympics competition right here in the middle of them arguing with each other. So loud noises. I love lamp. They're gonna start with Chinese people. Nuh-uh, they're gonna start with Muslims. Nuh-uh, I'm gonna get put in a camp. Nuh-uh, I'm gonna get put in a camp. Nuh-uh, the Republicans are so bad that I'm gonna go to a camp. I win. I'm going to the camp first. Drop the gloves. This Just stop pretending that they don't hate each other. Just stop pretending. Go.
Like, what are you
Franny,
talking about?
That's such an excuse. Okay,
What
they're going to
what
start
is
with
an
Muslims.
excuse?
They're going to
What
start
is
with my people. Okay,
Sure,
if they
sure,
start
sure.
at all.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
stop hiding behind vulnerable communities.
I'm hiding behind vulnerable
Yes,
communities.
you are. You're using
I'm
them as human
standing in
shields.
front of vulnerable communities.
No,
James,
you're
what
not.
are you doing?
Well, no, what you're doing is that you're using that as an excuse not to engage in actual ideological debate and conversation with people that you disagree with, right? You're basically saying, well, you should not go talk to them. You should not go on their platforms because of the fact that they want to harm minorities, right? It's so heinous, so vile that we shouldn't even talk to those people. We shouldn't even engage with them because they're against basic human rights, right? That is essentially her argument. And Cenk is arguing that, no, you're exaggerating and you're just using that as an excuse to stay in your little bubble.
you doing?
I'm in front of vulnerable communities.
Uh-huh.
I'm the most endangered, Franny.
By tweeting at Elon Musk? Please
whatever.
don't help me. Come
Okay,
on,
so this
Cenk. This
is
is so
total BS.
sad. That's
Okay,
so
so
sad.
let's
Let's take it down. Let's simmer down. No. Simmer down. I'm asking. Let me just ask you real honest to God.
You already said 12 things that I need to respond to. Can I respond to them?
No, I want to ask you this one
No, of
question.
course not.
I mean, it's just wild. Listen to it. I'm the most endangered. I I I care for black people the most. I take care of the Muslims the most. I take care of the blacks the most. I'm the most endangered. I'm the I'm the most oppressed. I have it worse than you, and I take care of the sick people. I'm the one that does the. These people are sick. They are really like delusional, just exaggerations, just hyperbolic, just a mess. These people are an absolute mess. They are a joke. They are listen how they're identity politicking themselves to death. And it's just and I love it. And like and then she's just then she's gonna go on with this fantasy about Jank, what would it look like if a person did a thing? Jank, what would it look like if Charlie Kirk wanted to break bread with you and wanted to talk to you and come to terms and negotiate and compromise so things can actually get done? What would that look like? And Jank's basically like, well, I mean, it would look like he's trying to break bread and negotiate, compromise, and get some things done. Oh, no, I want but no, Francesca wants to fantasize and be hyperbolic and go crazy with it and just but it actually means this. It's just like, I don't know. Let's just see the last segment and I'll button this up.
Let's talk about you going on these shows. Just simmer down. Let me ask you one question. Imagine if Kamala Harris had won. Okay, she wins. She wins the popular vote. She wins obviously the Electoral College. Incredible, first female president, blah, 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 all this stuff. And Tucker Carlson started making all these rounds on like really like progressive leftist shows, went on Kyle's show, went on my show. I'm like, who the hell? Started reaching out and wanting to talk and wanting to come to agreement on things. What would that look like to you?
Yeah, it would look like Tucker was trying to reach out. Tucker's a bad example because I would be surprised if he did that. But okay, yeah, no problem.
What would it look like to you?
Care. I wouldn't. And do I think that Tucker would be selling out? No, there's no chance.
No. Well, I'm not. It's not about selling out. What would that like? What would it just seem like? Hey, man, we can agree. Yeah, you know what? I did say that Kamala Harris was a DEI hire and she's basically a communist, but now I just feel like I've antagonized you and I'm here to like break bread and let's talk and let's get stuff done. What would that look like to you?
It would look surprising, but I wouldn't care. I'd find it interesting. Why? What does it look like to you?
I mean, to me, if Tucker Carlson did that, I'd be like, oh, we fucking won. We won like crazy. We won so resoundingly. He's doing an apology tour because 3 ghosts visited him in the middle of the night and he's completely changed his tune because he wants to throw down with the winners. We are crushing it. And I saw in that moment, you want me to play it for you? When Charlie Kirk goes, we're glad Cenk's here, everybody. And that was the feeling that I think a lot of right-wingers have when they look at you, Cenk, where they're like, damn, yo, we crushed so hard. Even this guy is turning now.
Yeah, except I'm not turning. I've said it 2,000 times.
I'm just saying what it would look like. I'm just saying what it would look.
You keep saying it like it's true when it isn't remotely true. But okay, let me address it.
I mean, I really don't want to get into who said what about who and which is worse. But to say Kamala Harris is a DEI hire and a socialist or whatever, communist or whatever you want to call her, her 2020 policies had the stench of socialism wrapped around them for sure. Some of them, of course. I mean, I don't know. Why do you think she got 0 votes and wasn't allowed to become the candidate? That's because that they knew that that would not work. Number one. Number two, that's why she shifted all of her positions. Number two, is she a DEI hire? I mean, everyone is aware that she slept her way into her first positions, which allowed her to get the avenues that she went down to become where she's at. So, I mean, and your side basically said that our side was Hitler, Nazi, throwaway garbage people. I mean, anyway, I'm not going to get into what's worse. It's just and then ultimately when she's like, yeah, it's would it seem like the other side won if Tucker Carlson did that? Wouldn't you think like, oh man, we won? Well, you did. I mean, in your scenario, they did, and in reality, I mean, the right side did win big. So why are you Cenk going on and talking and compromising with the right, even if it did make it look like, oh wow, the right really won? Well, they did. That's what, of course, Franny, you're basically like, hey, how come you're making it seem like reality? How come reality is becoming reality? It's like, anyway, she is she's special. I don't know I don't know what the relationship's like. I don't know. I mean, it says that her podcast is on the TYT network. I don't know if she's on the TYT payroll. I don't know that Cenk pays her. I don't know if it's just like a grouping together because they're like all have I don't know that they work together all like that or what I don't know. I'm not gonna research it either because I don't care. But it's just like, man, they really pretended like they were cool for a minute at the beginning, and then it's just like, and they are normally, bowing for each other to make points, but man, I'm telling you that these progressives have really been coming for Cenk, and it's just like they don't hear themselves. They're just like, how could you go to the other side and try to compromise and try to come to terms with them? How could you do that? We always hate them and never compromise. Don't compromise with them. We need to bring them to heel or screw them. We'll eliminate them. That well, hold on. That's pretty authoritarian, isn't it? Hey, dude, don't call us authoritarian. You're the authoritarian. We don't even have power. Look at us. We're just underdogs. How could we be authoritarian if we don't even have power? While you're literally grabbing us by the left through academia, through high class society with the elites and Hollywood and being educated, college. It's the people that didn't go to college. They shouldn't even have a vote, should they? I mean, they didn't go to college. They're uneducated. The uneducated people did this. You people on the left, progressives, and all you guys have been squeezing our throats with both hands for a couple decades now, minimum, like basically just seething in our face, squeezing our throats, telling us, "Stop it! Don't say retarded. You're not allowed. Stop! Don't say that. Don't say that word. Say this word." You've been squeezing our throats for a long time now, and then now you're just like now when the world starts to naturally like heal itself and things are like starting to like make sense again, and like little tiny little things are happening that like seem like people are relaxing a little bit and going back to normal, and you're immediately you hear Hillary Clinton and those people, if we don't take control, if we don't censor social media, we will lose total control. We need to get back total control. And, you're not authoritarian and not now, oh, we're just a wilting little flower. We don't even have power. We're grassroots. We hope we're just the underdogs. We're hoping that we can compete with you. That's what these people do. That's what they are. It's the ever changing nonstop chameleon pandering nonsense. Let's finish this.
So, okay, number one, you're empirically wrong because guess what's happening? Matt Gaetz has reached out to us, Tucker Carlson, to come on our shows. And so it's your exact analogy, okay? Patrick Bet-David, et cetera, et cetera. And they won. They're still trying to come on the Young Turks. Why? Because they're trying to have a conversation, not because they want to do an apology tour. They think they are ascendant, but nevertheless, they want to talk to the left.
But you had to make it's because they think that
your version of the left says, no way, we never talk to the other side. But we're not authoritarian.
Jake, that's not true.
You're not allowed to disagree 1%, but we're not authoritarian. We have no power, so we're not authoritarian. So that's not how it works, Franny. And the establishment Democrats are also authoritarian. So what do they say? You must agree with Kamala Harris, otherwise that's it. You're a heretic and you're being driven out from the party. You know that. The establishment Democrats have done that to us for the last 20 years. Don't tell me that there's no power on the left. There's tons of power on the left. And when the swarm comes, the left-wing swarm, you'd like to be called a woman. You're racist, fascist, transphobe. What? I'm not authoritarian. No, that is an authoritarian mindset. Just you don't have to have power to have an authoritarian mindset. And there's different versions of power. There's the shunning power. There's social media power. There's mainstream media power. There's political power. There's all sorts of different power. So look, guys, the left. First of all,
there's also just money and actual power.
It gets back to the we. So you ask me politically, who do I represent? I represent the great majority of left-wing voters. The great majority of left-wing voters are not pro-establishment. They get tricked by mainstream media into voting in that direction. It drives me absolutely nuts. But when you ask them about policies, they agree with us completely on policies, right? And the great majority of left-wing voters are not far left. They think a woman should be called a woman. And I'm not saying that in some dismissive way. I'm in favor of trans rights. If you want to be called a birthing person, we love it. We got no problem with it. You be called a birthing person. But when you say no, we call everyone a birthing person. America hates it. Left-wing voters hate it. When you pretend there's no crime, left-wing voters hate it. So I'm standing up for the overwhelming majority of Democratic voters and left-wing voters.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
Authoritarian sides of the left saying you're not allowed to disagree with the establishment. You're not allowed to disagree with the extreme left. No, I am allowed. I am allowed. And,
hang on. Wait, please.
Yeah. So Cenk is right. Cenk is right. I can't really disagree with him. And also, he's being pragmatic about it. He's saying, I'm not concerned about whether or not my side won or lost. I'm concerned about whether or not, there's some room for agreement.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with Greg here. Yeah, I did look it up. His name is Greg Foreman. I knew it was something generic. I knew it was Brian, George, Barry. I knew it was something like that. Anyway, yeah, check him out. Links are in the description for all these sources, all these, anything that I use will be down there. But yeah, so that is the point. Cenk is making sense. Cenk is right. And if you lost the election and lost all three chambers and the popular vote and the whole thing, and it looked bad, looked like a mandate for the other side, but you are able to enact some of your policies that you're dug in on, that you're entrenched with. And some of your policies, even though they're under the MAGA America First banner, it's still technically, like Cenk loves to say, those are our ideas, those populist ideas. I've been a populist. I always, you know, if he can get some things that, if Cenk has to tell himself those were his ideas, and that's always been a progressive ideal, and what they've always, you know, always wanted to have done, and now MAGA is taking it and doing it, and they're in charge and they're going to do it, even if he has to tell himself that was his idea, who cares? If it doesn't matter. If you can lose, my point is, if you can lose the battle and lose so badly like this last election was, but still some of your policies that you really genuinely care about get enacted by the other side, is that not a win? Would you not want to talk to the other side about that? You can lose it all, and some things that you are deeply entrenched with. So you're ideologically just need to get that stuff accomplished. You can get it accomplished while losing. That's a win. That is the ultimate win. I mean, dude, I don't know. These leftists are crazy. They're very confused. They're very delusional. They see one thing and then they want to fantasize and imagine what it means. And it's always really strange. It's always like these strange interpretations. Like Trump, like I said, Trump can fart on a Wednesday and they'll be like, well, that's the day, Martin Luther King was born on a Wednesday. That was a dog whistle to the racist and the white nationalists that he doesn't like. He doesn't like Malcolm X and doesn't like MLK, and he's not down with the Brown because he farted on a Wednesday. That's what that meant. It's just like, um, maybe maybe Tuesdays are Taco Bell night, and that's all, and that's why he farted on Wednesday. I don't know why the leftists think what they think. I don't know, but it certainly isn't based in reality or anything that can really be articulated. And that is why they don't reach out and they won't go on. I give Cenk credit, man. He will go and argue with anyone. And as a yapping, arguing, nonstop mouth running, rambling, just dude who loves to hear his own voice, I can respect that, Cenk. I can respect a dude that likes to hear his own voice. And even though you can accomplish your point with 5 words, you say 500 of them. I get like that too. Dude, Cenk, twin, everything's gonna be okay, twin. We're fine. But Francesca is out of her mind. I don't know what to tell you. But Cenk is totally right. I will button it up right here. Go check out Black Conservative Perspective. He doesn't need any help. He needs my help to prop up his channel. He has millions of subscribers. If anything, he needs to come prop me up. But then again, you know, the America First side, the MAGA side, we will do that. I have people that came to my channel that might not love my videos, but because I'm American First, they'll subscribe and they'll like and they'll do the things. They'll press the buttons. They'll do the stuff I need them to do. But then I had another guy, man. Someone from technically our side, was really mad about my Brigana Woo video because I gave her a platform and I talked her up. Like he was really angry about. Like he chatted back and forth in comments with me for weeks about it, man. He was very upset about that. But I know that Brianna Wu's a bad person. I mean, I know that much about her, but the same way that I know that Cenk is not a good person either. He said a lot of shitty things over the years. He said a lot of really bad, racist, anti-white things that are just really disgusting. The coverage and poisoning the young people's minds about white people and racial division in this country. He's done some abhorrent things that I think he should be wholly condemned for. But if he wants to change his tune and, like, say things that make sense and, extend an olive branch and, ultimately, if both sides extend the olive branches, guess what happens? Shit gets done for us, and that's ultimately the goal, right? So we'll end it here. I will stop running my mouth right now, but that's ultimately the goal for all of us, is for us to get things done and get the goals for our civilization and for our society to 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 come to light. Let's talk about it. Let's have good ideas, compromise, and bring all those things to fruition, whatever we can. Let's get these things accomplished. But arguing, hating each other, and being upset that what side won and what team we're on and all that's going to get us nowhere. We're going to be spinning our wheels, and that's ultimately what the elites want. Cenk is right. Greg is right. It's what the elites want. They want us arguing. They want us to not coalesce because then we're going to get nothing accomplished. And that's what they hope for us is nothing. And we need to break through that and be better than that. And even though Cenk is a bad person that said a lot of horrible things that have caused harm to this country, if he wants to change his mind and start to get things done with us, then that Brianna Wu wants to stop being a piece of shit and get things done, then let's get things done. I'm not going to condemn people forever. Everyone can change. My hair used to be slick back. I used to live for New Year's Eve. Speaking of that, it is 1 a.m. right now on New Year's Eve. I used to live for this. I used to live for New Year's Eve. White Ferrari, glass house, sloppy steaks at Trifani's, chicken parm at Ciccolini's. Dude, people can change. All right. Not everyone. You don't got to be a piece of shit forever. Even Francesca can change. Even Franny can change. I don't know.
Piece of shit,
Anyway.
though.
Used to be.
I hope you enjoyed this. I got some more mashups coming. I got all types of stuff coming. Press the buttons, do the things. I'll see you in a couple minutes. Bye-bye.
Dangerous night. The night